So, the central thesis of A World Appears is that consciousness is this elusive phenomenon that we're just starting to grasp. Pollan takes us from brain labs to philosophers and even Buddhist monks, suggesting that science alone might not have all the answers.
Yeah, and he raises this intriguing point about the shift in how we study consciousness. In the 90s, there was this big push to find the neural correlates of consciousness. But now it's like, maybe that's not enough.
Totally. One of my favorite quotes from the book is when Pollan writes, "To understand consciousness, we must look beyond the firing of neurons." I mean, isn't that a bold statement?
It really is. And it gets more interesting. He even explores panpsychism, the idea that consciousness might be a fundamental property of all matter. Imagine that. Your chair might have feelings.
Oh, great. Now I feel guilty every time I sit down. But seriously, Pollan talks about how this perspective could open up new pathways for understanding consciousness.
Exactly. And he doesn't just rely on scientists. He dives into the wisdom of philosophers and even Buddhist monks who've been pondering these questions for centuries. It's like combining Western scientific inquiry with Eastern philosophy.
Right? And I loved when he mentioned his encounter with a Buddhist monk in New Mexico. The monk basically said that practicing mindfulness might be more important than understanding the science behind it.
But here's where I think we could disagree a bit. While I get that practicing mindfulness is important, isn't there a risk that we might just accept things as they are without seeking deeper understanding?
Interesting point. I think Pollan would argue that understanding is beneficial, but that it shouldn't overshadow the experience itself. It's like enjoying a good movie. Sometimes you just want to feel it without dissecting every frame, you know?
Fair enough. But if we just focus on the experience, what happens to the scientific progress? We might miss out on some revolutionary discoveries about the brain and consciousness.
True. But also think about how people often overlook their own consciousness in their daily lives. Pollan encourages us to practice being present, which could lead to a richer experience.
Solid point. It's like he's saying, hey, before we can figure out what consciousness is, let's at least learn how to live with it.
Exactly. Plus, he connects it to pop culture, mentioning how films like Inception or even The Matrix tackle these themes. They're entertaining, but they also make us question the nature of our reality.
Right. Those movies play with the idea of layers of consciousness, which is a perfect tie-in. It's like, are we all living in a simulation?